Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. When Emma first presented me to her new supervisor, nothing struck me as unusual. It was at her company's quarterly gala, one of those carefully curated nights where everyone looked immaculate, laughed on cue, and discreetly checked their phones when they thought no one noticed. Emma had been staying late at work for weeks, but I never doubted her. My trust in her was complete. That evening, she looked incredible. Her hair cascaded in gentle waves, and her familiar perfume hovered just enough to steady my nerves. I remember thinking that, after all the recent distance, maybe we were finally getting back on track. Then he came over. He carried himself effortlessly, tall and confident, wearing a smile that hinted he always knew more than he shared. "Daniel, right?" he said, extending his hand. "I've heard plenty about you." There was something in his voice that unsettled me, though I still shook his hand. I noticed how his gaze lingered on Emma a second too long. As the night unfolded, I caught brief moments between them. Quick glances, private smiles. Nothing overt, nothing I could point to, yet enough to make my stomach tighten. I told myself I was imagining things, that insecurity was whispering lies. Still, it stung to see her laugh so openly with him, lightly touching his arm as she spoke, a gesture she hadn't shared with me in a long while. Later, while we stood at the bar, Emma stepped away to take a call. That's when he turned toward me, a knowing grin on his face. "So," he said casually, swirling the ice in his glass, "you're the ex." I frowned. "The what?" He chuckled and leaned closer. "Didn't mean to spill that. Guess she never told you." The words cut through me like broken glass. Emma returned just then, and her expression confirmed everything. Pale, frozen, her lips parting without a sound. I didn't need an explanation. I set my glass down, met his eyes briefly, then looked at her. "So this is recent?" I asked softly. She said nothing. I walked away, leaving her shaken beside the man who had just shattered our life. The drive home felt unreal, as if the world kept moving while I was suspended in place. Traffic lights blurred together. I gripped the wheel, not with anger, but with disbelief. I never imagined our story would end this way. For years, I excused her late nights, the constant travel, the growing emotional gap. I told myself marriage evolves, that love simply becomes quieter. I was wrong. It wasn't evolving, it was suffocating under dishonesty. At home, I packed only what I needed. Clothes, my passport, the watch my father once gave me. I avoided anything too closely tied to her. I didn't want memories weighing down what came next. My phone vibrated nonstop. Calls, messages. "Daniel, please. It's not what you think. Come back. Let me explain." I ignored them all, turned the phone face down, and sat on the bed that no longer felt like ours. Inside me, there was nothing. No rage, no sorrow, just a hollow stillness. The next morning, she came to the door. Her knock was uncertain. When I opened it, she stood there undone. Makeup streaked, eyes swollen. "Daniel," she whispered. "Please, just listen." She told me the truth. He had been her boyfriend before me. He'd recently been promoted. She didn't know how to tell me. I stared at her, unsure which hurt more, the betrayal or the silence that hid it. "You didn't know how?" I repeated. "You had months, Emma. You chose not to." She broke down, stepping toward me. "I swear I wasn't sleeping with him." I stopped her. "Maybe not," I said. "But you let him live between us, in every lie, every omission. And that's worse." She reached for me, but I stepped back. For the first time, something stronger than pain settled in: clarity. "I spent years defending you," I told her calmly, "convincing people you were still committed. Turns out they saw what I refused to." She begged me not to leave. I picked up my bag and walked past her. "It ended the moment he recognized me," I said. 2 weeks later, I was living in a small apartment downtown. Thin walls, streetlights instead of a view. Yet the quiet felt restorative. I slept better. I thought more clearly. Betrayal has a way of burning everything down until even breathing feels fresh again. Emma didn't stop trying. Messages arrived every few days. Apologies, regrets, promises. Sometimes I typed replies. I never sent them. There was nothing left to say. Some things aren't meant to be fixed. They're meant to be released. One evening, waiting for takeout at a nearby cafe, I heard my name. "Daniel." I turned. It was him. He looked surprised, not remorseful. "Didn't think I'd run into you," he said lightly. The smirk told me he remembered everything. He tried to justify himself, claimed Emma said we were already falling apart. I laughed softly. "Of course she did." He shrugged. "She's complicated." I said nothing, just held his gaze until his confidence faltered. "You know," I finally said, "I should thank you." He blinked. "For what?" "For showing me the truth before I wasted more years." I stepped past him. "You can keep whatever version of her you want. But you'll never get honesty from her. That part's gone. He looked away. That night, I sat by the window watching rain trace lines down the glass. There was no anger left, no regret, only peace. I opened her final message again. I miss you. Please come home. I typed a reply, read it, then deleted it. Some words don't need to be spoken. Some endings are strongest when they remain unsaid. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.